Warriors up 10 at halftime on Davenport, playing the second of a back-to-back after playing last night against Grand Valley. Welcome back at halftime at Mathi. Joe Abramson, and we're talking to women's golf coach here at Wayne State, Meredith Weaver. And Coach, it's a very young program, but you guys are starting to really make some strides with your first tournament victories, qualifying for the NCAA tournament for the first time. This program is really growing fast, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, I'm very, very pleased with the progress we've made. Just having started the program 5 years ago with 5 freshmen and now growing, year 5 we're in. Last year was certainly by far our best year. So.
Now you're a Detroit native, but you played college golf in Texas. That's a little different. One, it's Division I, but 2, it's year-round golf. How is it different here from just a performance standpoint?
It's obviously it's very challenging, and at the Division I level with more money, they clearly have more facilities, and it's a lot easier for them in the winter. Not to mention the fact that they have longer times that they can play and practice as far as their seasons because they're Division I. So we've got a shortened time, and then we've got all of this indoor work, and quite frankly, I mean, you can only hit balls into a net so many times and so many days, but we make the best of it and do what we can.
And you were telling me before that you do take advantage of those connections down in Austin, and you take your team down there and you get one of my favorite things in the world, you get free golf.
We do. We've been very, very fortunate the last 2 years. This is our second year to go down, and my friends that are at UT have let us use their facilities, which are outstanding, and just to be able to practice and have that time. We'll go during spring break week, and we'll finish that week with our first tournament of spring.
Let's talk about the progression of this program. Like you said, hey, you start out, you're just all newcomers,
right.
And now you've got some history, you've got a base to start recruiting from. How do you approach it differently now than maybe when you first got here?
Well, I mean, shout out to Mike Horn, who was able to find the first 5 girls to do this, which they were brave, and they were great examples in every way. They were hard workers, and they were great students and great citizens. But really, we were just kind of looking for bodies, and then the better the program's gotten, the more interested my recruits have become. I get a lot more emails, a lot more interest, and as you know, success kind of begets success, and people want to be involved. So
yeah, I would say hearing that, hey, playing in the NCAA tournament, things like that, that's a little more exciting than just, hey, I got to play college golf.
Exactly.
I get to be a part of something at its infancy, but while it's starting to be successful too.
Exactly, and that's something that as I've been recruiting, I've said, look, we're only going to get better. And as I brought in my first recruiting year, you guys are going to have to stay on your game because everybody that's going to come in is going to be better. And if you want to stay in the lineup, you're going to have to do that. So the really neat thing about last year was we had one of the first 5 from that first class that got to see the progression and actually play in that first NCAA postseason tournament. So that was great. Alex Lee.
That's great. And I know you guys, just like the men do, you play over at Detroit Golf Club, and it's got to be exciting now that you're playing at a place that's going to have pro tournaments.
It is. It's very exciting. I know the membership there is super excited about it, and the girls are excited about it, and I'm sure I probably will have a lot of them come back this summer to kind of see how it plays for the pros, and it's going to be a little bit different, but yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting to be able to say that this is a course we play regardless of the tournament, but now especially with the tournament.
Another thing they stress here all the time is academics, also community service.
Correct.
And I saw, they put out the fall honor roll, and you had 8 players on the 2 honor rolls combined, and I know that the team's also gotten some other honors for their grade points. That's gratifying too, isn't it?
Oh, it's super gratifying. I mean, let's face it, what are the odds? You see it on the NCAA commercials. Most of these people are not going to go pro in their sport, and especially, at the Division II level for sure. So academics is very important, and we were awarded by the Women's Golf Coaching Association. We were 18th in the nation with our grade point average last year, so that was huge.
That's outstanding. And again, I know you're going down south, and you had a little background in Florida as well. Do you ever get them down that way, or is it pretty much Texas and then play the Midwest?
The first 3 years we went to Florida. We went to the Orlando area. A friend that played at Texas, not with me, she's younger than me, she kind of helped me out there. And so we'll mix it up. We'll go one place or the other, but yeah.
I know there's no golf practice this past week because that's the last thing anyone can think about. Hey, last question. Going forward, what's the next step for this program where you'll see it going in the direction you really want it to go?
Well, again, I think just getting better talent. We're about to kind of refurbish or redo what used to be our weight room here, and it's going to be a full-fledged indoor golf facility. That's going to help us with recruiting, and it's going to help us over the winter months. But I think, we got to the NCAA tournament last year, and that was about it. We got there, and the girls all agreed, they were more nervous than they expected. And so the next thing is to get there and then perform the way we know we can. And again, I think the more we do that, the more successful our recruiting is going to be. But most importantly, I think just keeping the culture of the program, which is just finding quality young women who want to do well in their sport, well in their school, and well in the community.
Coach, thank you so much. Best of luck in the future. I think a few of us are going to want to hit you up to use that indoor practice facility. Sounds kind of exciting.
I know. We're excited too.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
Coach Meredith Weaver, Wayne State Women's Golf. We'll be back with the second half right after this.